Tonight in Snowflake, Arizona, an onlooking crowd at a girls' junior high soccer game was suddenly startled as the referee stopped the game and screamed out, "Somebody call the cops on that guy." We have a witness at the scene.
Yeah, so I was just sitting there watching the game, and the referee just lost his right there. Started screaming that someone needed to call the police. I think he said something about his ex-wife being late for their custody swap. He may have had a hot date. Anyways, we all
Reports state that it turned out to be a local teen doing donuts in an empty parking lot over a block away. The referee saw it necessary to briefly stop the game, notify the entire stadium, and implored that somebody alert the authorities. Fortunately, for the referee, the chief of police was in attendance and was able to satisfy the worries of the hyper-vigilant referee, thus allowing the games to continue.
Hello. Um, so the recording that you just listened to, um, my AI friends helped me out with, is a true story. Um, on Saturday, my sister-in-law Kaya, who we'll be hearing from a little bit later, she playing in a championship game. We had a ref who pretty early in the game, like I would say 5 to 10 minutes into a soccer game, stopped the game, was like sprinting towards the main stands where we're all sitting, and um, started screaming like, "Somebody call the cops on this guy!" Everyone in the stands is goes to worst case scenario. We start imagining that we're like in the dystopian nightmare of like active shooter, and he was also kind of pointing upwards, and it's a pretty tall like bleacher. And so we're like, oh shoot, someone's like falling off the back. No, it was just a teenager a block away spinning donuts in a parking lot. And I mean, the sincerity and intensity in his voice, you would have thought it was an active shooter. Even the chief of police afterwards, whose daughter played on the soccer team, even kind of made the comment of like, that was a little intense. Like, that was a little much. Um, but yeah, Um, I also want to apologize if you can hear my washing machine on the other side of the wall right now as I'm recording. I tried to do everything I could to mitigate the sound. I don't know if it's coming through or not. I probably should have done a test run, but it's too late now. Um, well, I don't want to keep you guys waiting. I'm really excited. Today is the first round of battle brackets. We have a 16 team bracket. And we have safety scissors. We have, I don't even remember everything that I assigned. I gotta pull up the list. um, Shoot, I should have been on top of this. All right, so we have safety scissors going against the eraser. We have the notebook going against the pen. I think I already covered this last episode. Why don't we cover it again? We have rulers going against markers. We have hand sanitizer going against construction paper. We have liquid glue, like Elmer's glue, going against the highlighter. We have a glue stick going against the 3-ring binder. We have the pencil going against the crayon. That's 2 heavy hitters right there going head to head. We have the highlighter going against the folder. So those are our matchups. Everybody sent in their arguments. So let's listen to the first one.
So So I was assigned with safety scissors versus erasers, and safety scissors are the clear winner for many different reasons. But the first is because they're safe, obviously. I mean, they're designed so that you can cut things and be safe, while erasers can give you eraser burn and they're just not safe. Another reason is because erasers, what can they do besides erase pencil? Like, they can't even erase pen unless you get special pens that can be erased. While safety scissors can cut out your mistakes, cut a lot of different things, paper, cardboard, sometimes plastic. So I just don't understand how erasers could even win at all. There's a clear winner here, and it's safety scissors. So
Hey Trey, this is your buddy Steve. Thanks for having me on the battle bracket. It's a true privilege, honor, and honestly a dream come true. For office and school supplies, I think erasers are a much better choice than scissors are. You got work going on in both places, and you want that work to be right and correct. And so if you make a mistake, you can pull out that eraser, erase that and put the right answer down or the correct whatever the you're doing. And in both places, there's bullies. And with an eraser, you can give him an eraser burn, send his ass home. You ain't gonna get in trouble. And if you do, it ain't gonna be But with scissors, you can't correct mistakes with that. If you want to defend yourself, okay, you defend yourself, but they get your ass for assault with a deadly weapon. Your ass is gonna be sitting in prison. So what do you want me to say? Erasers are
All right. So that was safety scissors and the eraser going head to head. I'll take a quick moment now to uh, lay out the ground rules for you as the listener. Um, as of now, if you're listening to this on the day of the release, so Wednesday, May 15th, um, on the Tender Mercies at Tender Mercy Studios on Instagram, you will find a poll. So go ahead and vote on who should advance. And winner will advance. It's winner go home. And we're going to crown the best um, office/school supply. So go vote for your favorite at Tender Mercies Studios on Instagram. Or if you can't find it, just go to my personal Instagram and I'll have shared the account on my story so you can find it. It's also in my bio. But yeah. And now coming up to you, we have, if I can get my bracket back up, we now have the pen going against the notebook.
Okay, this is round number 3 because I didn't know that there was a time limit, so I'll hurry. Basically, with notebooks, there's no learning curve. Like, children have to learn how to use pens and things like that. But with a notebook, even babies know how to flip pages. You can use the notebook for origami and things like that. It doesn't just have to be for writing. There's more creativity with notebooks. You can draw, you can write stories, you can take notes, you can have a planner. You can do anything with the notebooks. There's a lot of creativity. Also, with the notebook, there's not necessarily a need for refills like there are with pens and ink and everything. Sure, you can use up all the pages in a notebook, but I don't know anyone that's ever really used a full notebook. It takes a lot. And also, notebooks aren't necessarily as bad for the environment where pens have plastic. Notebooks, they do kill trees, but everything in moderation. So they're not as bad for the environment and they biodegrade. So that's why notebooks are better.
Between the two of notebooks and pens, pens absolutely wins that decision. I, if you've ever seen the movie Wolf of Wall Street, what would Jordan Belfort do if he wasn't allowed to sell a pen? Would he say, "Oh, sell me this notebook"? No, he would have nothing to go on. That's Wall Street. If you don't have a pen, then you wouldn't have anything to go on. So in real life, because Wall Street's not real, obviously, if you didn't have a pen in real life, you couldn't write anything down. You wouldn't be able to sell anything. You'd be left holding just a piece of paper, which, would be fine. But the problem with notebooks is you've reduced the options that a piece of paper would have. You could have made an origami swan, but now you've already put lines on it, and you can't do that anymore. With pens, the possibilities are limitless. Notebooks, you've reduced your options. That's a problem.
All right. Well, that was notebook versus pen. So same thing as before. You can go ahead and go vote on that one. Winner advances, loser is out of the tournament. Up next, we have. You think I'd figure this out? Just leave my phone up, but I keep turning it off. We have the ruler going against the marker.
Hi, Trey. I think I just did this, but I'm not sure. A ruler is easily the best because it is good to cut a straight line. It'll measure, let's say, a ruler up to 12 inches, and it's good for whipping people that are out of hand. And I might have already sent you this, but I hope you got that job you applied for, and we're excited for you. And if you didn't, that's okay too, because you're on your way.
This is why markers are better than rulers. First off, they are a tool used for artistic self-expression. Let's discuss how easy it is to use a marker. You pop off the cap, bada bing bada boom, you're ready to go. Markers are so easy, in fact, that babies use them. How many babies do you know use rulers on the daily? Probably none. Rulers have fractions, and let's face it, math is hard to do. Think about all the signs made for promposals, sporting events, protests, and class projects. How would we learn in class if teachers lacked the proper utensil to write on the whiteboards? Okay. This is just a historical fact, but it is speculated that Hitler used rulers, so I'll let that speak for itself. I rest my case, Your Honor.
All right, that was the marker versus the ruler there. Thank you, Joe, for the shout out. Yeah, I started a new job in HR at the hospital that I work for. Pretty much I was just trying to get a gig that'll let me podcast more often. And so hopefully now I can just bring my podcast stuff to work and I'll just podcast from my desk. Yeah. So next up, we have hand sanitizer going against construction paper.
Okay, so hand sanitizer versus construction or paper or whatever. Obviously, hand sanitizer is way better because it has so many more uses, especially in recent years. With the COVID pandemic, everyone used hand sanitizer every single day. And construction paper, I honestly couldn't tell you the last time I've ever used it or seen it because it's just so pointless and useless. Hand sanitizer serves a purpose and is useful. Construction paper, pointless, useless. It's just trying to be fancy paper, which no one needs. And on a bottom line, you can get hand sanitizer in so many different flavors. Construction paper is pointless.
I don't think it's difficult to speak to the benefits of construction paper. We were all in kindergarten once. We know that it's great for learning, it's great for creativity, and creativity is the father of invention. So it's really easy to make the argument that without construction paper, hand sanitizer may not ever exist. But what you haven't considered is what might actually be bad about hand sanitizer as well. Did you know that it contains a chemical called triclosan? And triclosan can cause fertility and sterilization. So you're not just sterilizing your hands when you use hand sanitizer. And let's not even talk about ingesting hand sanitizer. It's probably worse than Tide Pods. It'll kill you. And the nice thing about construction paper is that the dye that it's made with is arsenic free. So you can eat as much construction paper as you want. But if you eat some hand sanitizer, it's over.
All right, that was hand sanitizer and construction paper. Next up, we have liquid glue going up against the highlighter.
So I have liquid glue against highlighter. I don't have to work very hard on this one. Liquid glue is a blast. You can put it on your hands, peel it off, and then when it gets like all over the bottle, then you can peel that off too, and that's fun. Compared to a highlighter that typically doesn't last very long, and if you rub it against like newly printed ink, then it like gets dark and the color goes away. So liquid glue doesn't really have any downsides. It's just a lot of fun. So yeah, there's that.
The reason I think the highlighter is the best office supply because a lot of people want to highlight stuff to look at in the future so they can go back to what they highlighted, why it was important for them to compare to other office supplies.
Now that we got liquid glue and the highlighter out of the way, we now have the glue stick, very different from liquid glue, going up against the 3-ring binder in what is, I believe, to be a heavyweight matchup for the ages.
Alright, my item is the glue stick. Glue sticks are great because they're always useful, but I'm up against a 3-ring binder. I think I could just win by destroying my competition. Who even likes those? They always smash your fingers. They're really big and bulky and clunky, and they always smash your fingers, and then they break, and the teeth don't like align anymore. Not a fan. I think anything could beat them, even glue stick.
So, lucky for me, I got the 3-ring binder, and I'm going up against the glue stick. If you ask me, this debate couldn't be any easier. What even is a glue stick anyways? It's just useless bunch of gobbledygook, hasn't even been useful since the 3rd grade. Like, what is the 3-ring binder? Oh, that was your best friend in high school and in college. It's the backbone of working America, found in every single business, large and small, all across the country. It's not really much of a debate. Enough of all the rigmarole. If you honestly think that the glue stick beats the 3-ring binder, then I'll be seeing you in elementary school.
I don't know how you guys are gonna pick a winner out of that one. Good luck. And up next, we have two of the heaviest hitting items here. Still, both of which have great arguments for and against them. So let's listen to the pencil versus the crayon.
Okay, hello Trey's podcast. My item was a pencil. I think a pencil is better because it's sharper and we need it for more things, like in school. Crayons are just for fun. I think it's more unified because most of them are all yellow, and crayons are a bunch of different colors. They can't make up their mind. I just think a pencil is underrated and it deserves more love. So, yeah, I hope I win.
Crayons are the coolest. They come in a million different colors. Anyone can use them from all sorts of ages. They're super portable, but don't leave them in your car because they'll melt. And they're kind of the coolest. So go crayons.
And rounding out our final matchup of the battle brackets in the first round, we have whiteout going up against the folder. So, good luck to our contestants. And I will see you guys next week. Remember, go vote.
Hi, this is Victoria, and I feel like whiteout is much better than having a folder. Mostly the whiteout brand that is tape styled. It is always even, and you have better control over it. You can write over your mistakes immediately, and you don't have to wait for it to dry. It also doesn't have to make a mess on the paper at all. And nothing is permanent. Everything can be whited out. With the folder, you just shove papers in it and it becomes unorganized really fast and it becomes a waste of time looking through it. Folders tear easily and when there's too much inside. So I feel like whiteout for the win.
A folder is better than whiteout because a folder can hold more and whiteout does nothing. Personally, I don't like whiteout, but folders can hold things and do all that. I don't know what else to say about a folder, but I'm on team folders.
Just kidding. You guys thought you could get rid of me that easy. So just a reminder, go to @TenderMercyStudios on Instagram. You can just click on the show website on whatever platform you're listening to this on. And it should pull up a link tree with the Instagram there. If you're looking for an easy way to find it, follow the Instagram page and go vote. Another thing is, if you could give me 5 stars, let me know that I'm doing a good job. I'd appreciate it. And don't be afraid to leave a review because I have no idea what I'm doing. So it would be really good to hear from the people letting me know what I need to be doing better. But other than that, thank you for listening to the first round of Battle Brackets. And I'll see you guys again next week for round 2.